Hello, good evening. Welcome to Friday Night Gist with Dami and Anu. Anu, say what's up and tell the people why they cannot see your face.
Hello, my people. Sorry, guys. Today has been very long, but super great. Your girl is on the road. She's on the move, on the mission. But yeah, just had a very long day and just heading home. Still a bit some minute, but I'll be chopping in. Dam is here to all this, but I'm also here. My week has been very busy. Before you ask how was my week, but I'll ask y'all how was your week. You can hear our co-host Jamila Dew is also saying her own and telling us how mommy has stressed out. I stressed out today. But yeah, my week has been very busy. It wasn't so. There are days where I plan like a to-do list, and I'm like, I'm going to stick the to-do list, and my madam just creates a different thing. And I'm not angry because I'm grateful for this season, right? So yeah, that's how my week was. How was yours, Dami?
My week was okay. It was a bit busy. It was actually very busy. The thing is, I have a bit of a cold, so I'm like very cautious. And now they've now put restrictions on our gatherings in Saskatchewan. So you can't more than a household can gather. So I was supposed to have a meeting today, had to cancel that to move it online because the awkward moment of like I don't know if this has happened to you a couple of times, but sometimes I'll be in an elevator or be somewhere public and I want to sneeze. I just remember that I think COVID-19. If you sneeze, query.
Mine was worse. Mine was in sorry guys, I just want to get grab something.
Anyways, while Anu is grabbing the something and really cut us off mid gist.
Oh, let me
Yeah.
sorry, let me tell
Mhm.
you. So what happened to me? Let me turn my mic so my camera so I can drive, yeah? Let me tell you what happened to me. So that day I was on my way, I already drove to Superstore. So I parked. I'm like, okay, let me just enter. I think I was pregnant then, or I just gave birth. I think I was pregnant then. I think I was still pregnant. And guess what? I go to the queue and I
What?
wanted to cough. You know what I did? I just held the cough. I went back into my car, coughed as much as I wanted to, and I drove off. I'm like, no, I will not come and disgrace myself. I'll not come and disgrace myself here. And I
Like,
just moved on. I'm like, no, never. I won't do this. I won't do this. Like, it's scary to cough.
like,
It's scary to sneeze. Everybody just looks at you like you're
yeah,
the bad guy. And I'm like,
and then they're now outside. You know that look of auntie. You're not feeling fine. Why are you outside? But to be honest, like I was telling the person I was supposed to meet with today that it's not even about that. It's more of like it's more of even being considerate of the other people because the person that I was going to meet up with is also she's always in close contact with medical doctors and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want like we I don't need to now God I know it's not COVID, but like further put them at risk. Do you get what I mean? So I was like, yeah, it was one of those
yeah,
things. So
that's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
But it's nothing serious.
If you
Like
have
now
a
my
cold,
my nose is clear now. So it's just that like sometimes it's just kinebo. I was just like, yeah, let's play it safe. Second of all, they're reporting
yeah,
people. So
yeah.
if we end up meeting at somebody's driveway and they see a couple of cars, I think people that they're not used to seeing, neighborhoods are reporting. So you have to be careful too
Oh
because
yeah,
they just find.
they're giving fines a lot. I learned there was one in south of Edmonton. They gave them 1,005. I know there was one in
uh,
Calgary. I think they gave them 5,000 something. One really
What are
expensive.
the yeah, the fines they're giving has been all the ones I've seen have been over $2,000. There was one that happened in Prince Albert. I think this one was even during Halloween. The guy was now set up GoFundMe page that he can't afford it. I was like, why did you throw a party? Like like why did you throw a party in the middle of a pandemic? But yeah. So somebody else got a fine of 2,800. And yeah, so I mean, just to do the responsible thing. We decided to cancel the meeting and just decided to make it online. To be honest, an online board anyway. So, but it was just for the other people, they preferred meeting in person and actually brainstorming and all that. But that's fine. So yeah, so that didn't happen today. I'm preparing for 2021. So it's more of like planning and creating and doing a bunch of stuff. Did you see my TikTok video? Daddy is a
Yeah, I
TikToker.
saw. I forgot. I wanted to tell you that I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't even know I had an account on TikTok. Apparently, it was an old. What was the name before i5? You know what i5 they changed? I feel it was i5 they changed TikTok because the videos I saw on it, they were my old like first
No, I
year or
didn't think
second
so.
year in school. No, damn it, because the videos I saw on the TikTok that I saw, the account I saw that with my name, it was an old, like when I was in my first
Are you
year in
sure? Are you
school
sure it's
kind of.
Joanna did it? Maybe there's somebody else that has your name.
No, but I logged in and I logged in and it was the same thing. So it's not an old. And someone had already said before that it was just i5 they changed to TikTok. That it's not a new
Then why
software.
didn't they change my own account? Like, why didn't I find
I
my own
don't
stuff?
know. They like you. You're very, very fresh pair. But
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
today I
with
know that
this,
we plan talking about tips that we're gonna give people on marketing, and I was supposed to give tips on gadgets to buy for like a small studio setup and softwares to use, and we're gonna give them a breakdown of stuff. But I think before we start, I think Dami, we have to first even thank God and we thank people for actually supporting us because it was just out of the blue to tell this thing this year, and yeah, it's been a great time. If I would say, like, God has been good, but it's been a great time actually having people go out their way to watch, to share, to express their comments and their contributions and all that. And I think it's something that we should. We've not done well in promotion, so that's 2021.
yeah, yeah.
2021, we have to do better. To be very sincere, and guys, a lot of things happened to both of us this year, and it's something that we're trying to plan our 2021. But I don't think that we would have done 2020 without you guys. And we first want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for being there. I know Dami also had a lot to say.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
like
the MC.
honestly, as I know rightly said, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This year has been challenging to say the least. It has been good. It has been really, really good in the sense that, even for my platform, this year was a landmark year. It was very, very beneficial to me. It was good to me. At the same time, like most people, there were different struggles. A lot happened this year. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of us, or one of you rather. You know, one of the things that there are many times that I felt like giving up, you know, and it would just be one person that would just send an encouraging, word, or just talk about something that we shared. And sometimes, we don't realize the impact of what we're doing, because of course sometimes we don't get like the immediate feedback. Maybe it's one random day that somebody would just express, just encourage us and whatnot. So I want to say thank you, a big thank you to everyone on this platform. Those that are listening, those that will listen, thank you so much. Those that will even listen in the future, because I feel like 5 years from now, when we're blown and big and everything, somebody will now go and listen to all our conversation. Thank you. If you are here from the future, we say thank you. Thank you for supporting us. It means a lot. I always say this. It's one thing to be passionate about something and to be able to run with it, and then watch it grow, watch make your mistakes, learn from it, because I like, trust me, um this has always been at the back of our mind. The vision that we have for this platform is so huge that sometimes, I don't know about I know sometimes when I think about it, it just even stresses me out, because it's kind of like, hey God, do. But you know what? God has given us the grace, and one of the things I'm learning in my journey and learning to appreciate is the humble beginnings, because it's at times like this that we remember how it all started. The people that support, the people that supported us. There's some people that have been OGs. Every time they go back, listen to our videos, they've been
Yeah,
supporting.
yeah,
I mean, thank you. I don't want it to be that it's not when we're big or something. Like, we want to appreciate you from. We'll still appreciate you when we're, when we're blown and all that. But we want to just say thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for praying with us, praying for us. Um, yeah. So that's my own kidney. So something happened, when I had like my I had to take some time off. Somebody, it was actually Fokwe, messaged me, and she was like, oh, in her church, somebody was talking about something, some random person was talking about something, and she's like, oh, where did you hear that from? And the person is like, Damiadini. And so she like message. It was like God just wanted me to just sort of hear that she was like, she felt so proud that he Dami is really like, this is, and sometimes even those little things, I mean, we like money, we'll prefer, not that we prefer money, but money is good. But those things that just make you realize that, the work is being done. There's a seed time, there's a harvest time, there's the part time that you have to remove weed, there's the part that you have to water it, there's the part that you have to, and understanding those processes. So yeah, I said that to say all of this. Thank
yeah,
you, and we love you.
yeah. We celebrate y'all, and um, juggling juggling all this together with our own personal stuff. And for me, there are days where, like, I've not, in the last 2 weeks I've not put up a new video on my channel, and not because I don't want to. Be very sincere with you, I already have like all the topics I want to record, but motherhood has been very easy. It has been very easy. I've been sleeping very well. I'm not going to say the opposite.
No, I like
But
that.
it has been very easy. It has been, and it has been God, because there are days where I just want to sleep all day, and there are days where I have time to work. And there was a day I actually had to like put it on my Insta story one day, and I'm like, I want to actually, like, my daughter was sitting calmly, and she was just looking at her fingers and playing with her fingers, and I just did it like a video, just her playing by herself. And I'm like, these are the days where I appreciate having her, right? Like, these are the days where I'm able to work, do a lot of things in the house, and not thinking about, oh, how is she gonna this, how is she gonna that, because she was just very quiet. She wouldn't do anything,
Hmm.
she wouldn't say anything, right? But I was grateful for that I have a peaceful child, I have a healthy child. You get, like, it just, everything just resonated with me, that what people see as, oh, this child is troubling me. I like, the trouble is that, oh, she pooped, or she wants to eat. You get my point? Like, in quotes,
Hmm.
you won't say trouble in quotes, but I see it as something that God has just blessed my family with, and giving the peaceful child that can play on her own for hours. And there are sometimes where on the show she would just want to play. Like, I think there was a day that Dami was off, and we were supposed to go live on YouTube and Instagram, and we couldn't go live on YouTube because she was really, really crying. And guess what? She was live on Instagram laughing and talking with everybody, and I couldn't tell people that that's the same girl. I couldn't
Okay.
tell people that that's the same girl that could do what us to do. You get my point. So I'm super, super grateful. You can see her. She was crying a minute ago. Now she's sleeping. So you can see how God works. So
Abil,
yeah, I'm
Abil.
just grateful to God. I'm just grateful to God. But yeah, it's been, and the funny thing is that, and there was one thing that Damien and I said the other day,
Mhm.
which I think that we can't underestimate or overestimate, is the fact that I don't think that we probably might have had someone else run this kind of what they call it thing with us. But to be very sincere with you, um, I don't think that I would have wanted anybody else to actually have this kind of show. Even though yes, we have our days where, to be very sincere with you, Damn is wondering
Right.
like where are you and no and I'm wondering where are you, Dammy. But it's just been God all the way, right? It's just been God helping us and being there for us always. So yeah, it's just
And you know what? I mean, in
time
preparation
to just
for
say thank you to everyone.
the year, I've been listening to a bunch of like just inspirational stuff, just to sort of. And one of the things that has really stood out to me is, or one of the things that has remained for me that has been consistent is the fact that you have the importance of being consistent. Do you know that it's better to be consistent than to be perfect? And that's a mistake that a lot of people make. Um, if you show up over time, it pays off. A lot of times we're focused on being perfect because I will lie to you. Sometimes it gets to me that certain things are not working. That's why you always see me, playing with computer, trying to figure out stuff, doing stuff. It gets to me when I feel like it's not the way I imagine it. But the truth about it is that with the kind of person that I am, there's nothing, you guys, there's nothing that I've done that I've said, Dammy, you did it well. I trust me, it's one of the reasons I don't go back and listen to I don't go back, I don't listen to videos, I don't listen to my podcast, I don't like just because I know everything I did wrong. And as I'm listening to it, I'm hearing the words I did not pronounce right. I'm hearing the fact that I made noise with my mouth. I'm hearing the fact that so and one of the things I'm learning to appreciate is the power of consistency. That just being consistent, the people that are consistent are people that are really that end up being successful. And I'll give you an example. There's somebody that is my role model. He's been my role model for a while. I have admired him. I've admired how he's built his platform, and it's Kevin Stage. I don't know who if you know who Kevin Stage is. I followed him when I followed him right from where he was doing like playmakers, like they were just him, his brother, and one other person. They're just making like all this slapstick drama ministry comedy kind of a thing, right? And they were going from church to church and now when I look at what he has built, I've known like I followed him. He didn't have a job then, or he left his job. He, like he was a single dad, like not single dad, sorry. He was, I think, a stay at home dad. He wasn't really stay at home, he was doing stuff, but anyways, you get the idea. And to just watch him build everything, he set up an app to support, because he's a comedian, he's a popular black comedian, but he does like clean comedy. And he set up an app now to support black content creators. And this app is on Apple TV, is on Roku, is on like I mean already the app has not launched. It already has like over 10,000 people already signed up for it. Like and to for me, it's just even in appreciating how far he was able to, like how far he went, how far that dream, right from beginning, he had a couple of podcasts. There was one of them that failed, he different things and how he's been able to build the platform and now even support other black content creators that they had gone to Netflix to pitch their ideas, they had gone to Hulu, they had gone to different platforms, but they were not given the opportunity. Now he's the one creating those opportunities. So when I look back, if I look back at who he was, because I'm a stan, I stand for Kevin Stage. Like when I look back as to how far he's been able to get, like it's kind of like it looks like a dream, like, oh wow, you know, people that are joining on right now are joining his hype right now will probably think that, oh, this guy is just talented, this business. But this guy came from, I mean, from struggling for rent, from, so I'm saying that to say all of this is that I'm saying all of that to say this is that consistency, and I think that's one of the things that I'm going to consciously go in with in 2021, is that being consistent, being more consistent. A lot of people think I'm consistent, but because I guess because of the frequency of our posts, it looks like it, but I feel like I'm not. And again, as I said, it might be part of the fact that I mentioned that I don't like. I always see what I could have done better. I'm not the kind of person that like, hey, damn it, good job. I like in my lifetime, I've never felt that way. So, but yeah, the plan is to be consistent. There's something about showing up, even when no one is there. Showing up over time, it pays off. Over time, another person. I know. By the way, jump in whenever you're ready. I'm just going on. Another person that I am a stan for, KSI, his content. And for you, those of you that don't know KSI, yes, like that's one of the things that people don't know about me, except my siblings. I'm a KSI stan. I'm a KSI fan. And the reason why I'm a KSI fan is that not necessarily because of his content, because he started off as a FIFA, then doing all these pranks. Not necessarily because of that, because that's not my style. That's not, but because of, first of all, the fact that he brings a lot of joy to people. I've just been so fascinated by how somebody can just, laugh at himself, and create content that just brings joy to people. One, but his work ethic. I've watched this boy since he was in, I think he was in A levels, and to see what he's been able to build, and he's one of the most hardworking. So these are people that I've just been studying that what has worked, what's working for these guys, what is like, how is it that they are this successful? And one of the things that I've seen is consistency, showing up when it wasn't perfect, showing up when they didn't feel like it, showing up. There was one time that recently that he was sad, something had happened, and it was pretty obvious that people could tell what was going on, and he still showed up, did what he did. And it was so funny that the next thing that he did, all his fans were like, oh, we noticed you were really, and he explained that he was upset and everything, and it meant a lot to know that he had built this community. So one of the things um that I would say is, and going forward, is showing up regardless, showing up whether you feel a certain kind of way, showing up whether you're, whatever is going on, just showing up and making sure to remain consistent. I
Yeah.
mean, times that there are highs and lows, and all the in betweens. But as I said, there's over time, consistency pays off more than
It
being.
does. It does. I know that sometimes the numbers are not what you expect. And to be very sincere, sometimes it's discouraging. And I won't lie to you. Um, it's sometimes discouraging when you kind of have like, oh, I have these numbers, I'm going to this, that. And you see that, okay, you come on live and there's just one person or two people and your heart just sinks. To be very sincere, and it happens to the best of us. The other day I think it was Dami I was telling that the other day I just came, what do you call it? I think I was just looking at the numbers one day and I'm like, we see this person, Dami. I think it was like some months ago, Dami, if you remember, when I was sharing that, that I want to celebrate 3 years of Life Matters. And to be very sincere, the first discouragement was like, oh, see how long you've been doing it, see this, see that. And I really wanted to be discouraged. But God just encouraged me that day that you actually can't count the number of people you've impacted. And I just shut up. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, you might feel like, oh, I see the numbers, and it's, to be very sincere, media is sometimes a game of numbers where you just like kind of, oh, this person, that person. But when I look at it again, I'm like, God, well, I'm grateful that I can say this number or that number, or I see the numbers, I don't see the numbers, but that you can impact one person. And it's not like we should not strive for having more numbers. Like, we see other people do stuff and we see their numbers. And when we need to do the right thing, like promotions and doing a lot, like Dami said, we have to do it. But I also get it at the other side too, that don't limit yourself because of numbers. Don't say because of one person watched your live. It's most people that started like that. They came on YouTube, they just do one video. And you know, the funny thing is that you not be thinking of yourself when you see people that they just started YouTube 3 months ago and they have 5,000 subscribers. And it's the same subscribers that you have been begging to subscribe, that you see them on their own Insta story promoting those other people's own. You'll be pained. But you know, I just always encourage myself in the Lord, like David did. And I just made myself understand that it's not about now. Like you said, I don't want God to hold me accountable when he asks me, did I do Life Matters, or did I do Anu and Dami, a Friday night gist? And I will give him an excuse on why I couldn't do it. You understand? Now I have no excuse, because he has given me all the resources on how to use it. So if I don't now do it, or if I don't now use those resources, then that's on me. So I think that it's key and it's important for you, and whoever is listening to us. And I know that our Instagram family, we think that we've abandoned them, but they have to understand that.
You know what? And that's one of the things that we're going to seriously we're going
Yeah.
to clean up on, because I think that I was thinking about it today because I'm working on my own stuff, and you know, I was thinking, okay, should I do YouTube? You know, and I'm like, okay, I think I'll still do what I was doing, do Instagram, and then export to YouTube. It's one of the things that we probably have to tidy up, and we will. But I was going to say something that that you sort of pointed out to. I'm a numbers person. I'm a numbers person because this is the industry that I'm playing in, and how it works is by numbers. How it works is by numbers. I was telling you, I shared with you sometime this week some influencer marketing hubs, and still I got turned down from some because they're like, oh, my numbers, oh, this. It's a numbers game. Like, that's how you win in this. It's a numbers game. So there's no way everything is numbers to me. Believe it or not, I've not been in the best of spirits in the last how many months, but I had a client that I had to deliver on for. That was like the promotion that I did, and I had to do that TikTok video, right? That took plenty energy. Like, that took plenty energy. Now, again, this is work. The way you're looking at it has to translate. I'm thinking about it, that it has to translate for conversion for this person that I'm promoting. So, second of all, too, it's also a portfolio for me. So, as now, my new motto is extra. So I get a job, do something for me, I do above and beyond. Reason why? Not because one of the reasons I want to be known for that, second of all, is that it's also a portfolio. It plays as a portfolio, right? So I'm thinking about, okay, what are the creative ways that I can, get engagement, get people, to see the brand, that is not just me saying this and, saying that. How can I, all that brainstorming stuff. So that's been me, right? So the numbers for this actually is doing really well. So it's hard not to see numbers because that's what it is, pretty much. But you also have to be careful that it doesn't, and by you, I'm talking to myself, that the numbers don't validate you. Because I can see how easy it is for that to happen. Because, as I said, it's a numbers game. It's kind of like, okay, the I've been shouting, I need to get 10,000, I need to get 10,000, I need to get 10,000. Trust me, when we get 10,000 like this, my shoulder is high. Like, my shoulder is like this because I know what it means, right? And then I get 10,000. Already, I'm thinking about it at 10,000. I already set goal that I need to get to 25,000 by the end of 2021. So I've not even got to 10,000. Do you get? So it means that the goalposts will keep shifting. And as good as it is to set goals and to be focused and all that, it's also important to not let it consume you. I think that's where I'm going with this. And I'm saying this because, you mentioned something about, looking at the numbers. At some point, it got discouraged that, okay, is this really worth all my energy? And like, I'm exhausted, you know, already. Today I was thinking, should I cancel? I was like, no, 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 I want to show up, all that. And then you see just a few people, or you see, you know, just little people show up actually. And then one of the things I've told myself too is that numbers in 2021, numbers will not be a focus. Not because um not because of like and that's because I want it to be about whatever that is being delivered. Yes, numbers gives an idea in the sense that, okay, I know the posts that people respond more to, so there's a likeness of me creating content that is in that field because I know that, okay, people respond to it. I know things that will engage people, so you need all that feedback. But I've told myself that I would do the due diligence, so I would make sure I advertise, make sure I promote, make sure I um do the producing, correct producing, make sure I do this and do all those things and not. I know.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Do all those things and just make sure that not make the numbers my focus. Instead, make it about the quality of what is going out there. So yeah, definitely in 2021, in terms of personally as my brand and with Friday Night Gist, there's going to be everything is going to be done to the best of our ability, like to the best of our ability. I can fairly say that I I haven't given everything 100%. That, because of divided attention and all that kind of stuff, and that's one of the things that I had to also figure out too, is learning that, knowing that it's important to put myself first. So every other thing that I'm doing, should be, I need to put myself first. And there's a tendency to get stuck in all of this because there's so many other things I'm involved with and all that kind of stuff. But I can only give the best of myself when I'm at my optimal. And I'm saying this because at the back of my mind, when I'm doing other things, I'm thinking that, oh my God, I haven't done my own stuff. Nothing has come out. And if I don't put out stuff, I don't eat. Like, do you understand what I mean? So it's understanding that I need to put, for me to be able to function on other capacities, at other capacities or in other places, I have to make sure that I'm okay. I have to make sure that I'm satisfied with my own stuff. So that's what I've been doing, is that in the last, like since last month, is just, okay, me focused on getting stuff done, managing myself first, and then the other thing. So it's easy for me to know that, okay, I have space here, I can put this, I can accommodate this, I have space here, I can accommodate it. So yeah, I said all of that to say this. It's not going to be about the numbers going forward. It's going to be about the quality. It's going to be about impact. It's going to be about making a difference. It's going to be about stirring up conversations. It's going to be about building communities. It's going to be about support. And yeah, so So that's really the focus for 2021 is quality. Make sure quality, make sure quality, make sure you know quality, you know, giving the best of my ability, giving what I have. I know. Anyways, Anu has left this, put all this on my shoulder because all of a sudden it's me, just me on the show.
Sorry, guys. What I was trying to do was to transfer what we're doing, but you can see that my camera is going off focus on me, and I don't know why. So that's my main issue. It's not even um. God have mercy.
Anyways, let's keep the conversation going. So, something happened this, you know, this week with me, and a couple of things happened this week. Actually, this was eventful in a sense. So last week Saturday, myself and somebody kind of like a mother figure to me went out. She's not from here, she's around, she needed to get a new phone because she couldn't unlock her phone. So we drove around, we were looking for somewhere to buy like a phone, like a phone that she can just use to be receiving calls.
Okay.
Anyways, we entered the store and the guy, Middle Eastern looking, you know, we see him. At first, start to explain what was it. I was like, "Oh, can you help unlock the phone?" And I was explaining, what the issue was, and it was like, get straight to the point. Blah, blah, blah. That's how he was talking. What do you need? You need to unlock the phone. Sorry, I can't do that. I don't need you telling me stories. That's how he was talking. Initially, it looked like a joke, right? He said like a joke, so we didn't read too much meaning into it. So I asked him, I said, okay, do you have a phone, maybe a used phone that we can buy, just something that we can, that she can use? They're like, oh, yeah. I'm okay, what's your cheapest phone? He said $100. So he brought out one phone like this. The phone the phone was one random phone. So I was like, okay, do you have another one? He brought another one, 120. And it was an LG phone. So was it LG?
Okay.
Yeah. It was I can't remember the phone. It was a popular phone, LG or Samsung, one of two.
Okay.
So I was saying how there's the other one that we don't know. It was color pod or something. I said, let's get the LG one just cause it's something that we know. If something happens, we know we can find someone to repair it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I said to price it. I said, okay, how about we take this LG one that is $120, make it for $100? I was like, no, it's not going to that, blah, 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 and everything. But he was very, the way he was responding was very, very hostile. So I asked him, I said, something just said I should ask him. I said, where are you from? He said that if he should tell us where he's from, we will hit him. And I was actually with Momineye, so you know her, that she's like we hate you. Did we know you? Did we meet you? We're so confused. He was not like that. So she asked him, okay, where do you think that
we
are from? He said, you're Nigerian. So it's okay. Okay, now I'm curious to know where you're from. And it's like, he's Palestinian, and that he's sure that we hate him because Nigerians are very pro-Israel, right? And they hate Palestinians. They're pro-Israel. We take pilgrimage to Israel and all that kind of stuff. Mamna was like, okay, so let's even start before we even go into all of that. Where was Jesus born? He said Bethlehem. Where is Bethlehem? Palestine. So for you to now assume that because I'm a Christian, without even hearing my side. Oh no, because he said, "Oh, because we're like, but why would you think that we hate you? That hate is such a strong word." So he was like,
Yeah.
"Are you Christians?" We said yes, and so he goes ahead to talk about like, oh, and I was like, first of all, that is wrong. We don't hate anyone because that goes against even what we're supposed to
Jesus
represent.
is all about, yes.
Yeah. So whether Israel, he came and died for all of us,
Everybody.
everybody. And so he's like, yeah, that he just knows that Nigerians are pro Israel and they don't like Palestinians and all that kind of stuff and everything. And like, so mommy, how she's very, she's like, okay, in your lifetime, how many Nigerians have you met? He said he doesn't know. He said, can it be up to 500? He said, no. Okay. Let's even assume. She asked him how old he was. He says 36. Let's even assume that you have met 500 people, 500 Nigerians, right? So in Nigeria, there are over 200 million people plus in the diaspora, where for you to now assume that we hate you and carry your biases to your place of business.
That's sad.
That's sad.
That's sad.
Because this is someone that honestly, if it didn't come to us asking him, we wouldn't have known where he was from. And not that we're interested, it didn't matter. Do you get?
Yeah.
Anyways, dude was like, oh no, the Nigerians are just the shag. And because of that, the customer service
Was terrible.
do you know that in the middle of because okay we decided that okay we're going to get the phone, and to me I was at this point I already checked out because he was acting up, and it wasn't because of anything, it was just because I was like, but Momine just was like, okay, we had gone around the town trying to solve because she had another phone that she wanted to unlock, but we couldn't get it, we couldn't unlock it, so this was not a cost she planned for. Right. So it was kind of like, okay, we had gone to 5, 6 places. Let's just we have found something, found a solution. This is the
Yeah.
best we can get. Let's sort it out. So that was her where she was coming from. Me, I was like, ma, it's me that's driving. I'm done. But anyways, so in the middle of everything, right? We decided, okay, she was gonna take the phone and everything. So she took the phone. She was he said he didn't have a debit, so she had to pay him via Interact. Do you know that a Caucasian walked in? He told us that we should move to the side, that he wants to attend to the. That was why I just knew that. Oh my god! This was how bad the customer service was. He said we should move. That we should move. He needs to attend to people. And Wamile was like, that of course not. I'm a paying customer, and when I'm done, you attend to the next person. And again, it was just really interesting to see that you have such strong biases that you assume that every Nigerian, in which the fact that we even go to pilgrimage or doesn't mean that we hate.
Who even thinks of, like, the thing is that I'm not even people that go to Israel don't think of Palestinian.
I don't know where
I don't think anybody that wants to go to Israel is think of Palestinian. I think it's just, some people just have that psychological thing that they just it's everywhere. I've seen people that, okay, so there was this one, I think I said it when we're talking about accent or no accent. This woman comes and she's talking. Now, for me, if you want to, like, if you need my service, I would go 300 miles to make sure that you're satisfied. And this woman kept talking as for good person, as a Christian, you laugh, you talk. If your jokes are not like in line with my values, I don't laugh, I don't say anything. And maybe that's why some people at work just look at me a certain way. But if your jokes aren't like in sync with my values, I don't bother. So This woman comes and she's saying, "Oh, where am I from?" I'm like, "From Nigeria." "Oh, she loves Nigeria. She's this." I'm like, "Okay. Let's where this is going." No, and she continues. And the next thing I'll hear is, "Oh, your accent is very strong." Okay, I'm like, "So where are you from? Like, I want to find out." And she says where she's from. I said, "So you have an accent?" She said, "Yes." I said, "So what's the difference between mine and yours? Like, if I have an accent, I don't have a problem. I have an accent. You have an accent. So what's the please borrow me English. What's the weight of having an accent in this
What's the measurement?
conversation? What's the measurement? What's the tape rule
What scale are we using?
and pencil? You understand?" And she kept going that, "Oh, that they're always very thick. You won't hear what they are saying well." I said, "Can you hear me?" She said, "Yes." "Did you hear what I said?" She said, "Yes." I said, "So how is it so thick that you can't actually hear me?" And she goes on and on. And I said, "Are you related to the queen?" She said, "No." I said, "No problem." And I said that, "Well, when I said, I believe that I'm done with all the service that you want. And since you don't want anything right now, I have to go attend to someone else. But thank you very much." And I left her. That was the last time. Because
Like,
for me, before you can call me out on something that you also have, I'm gonna give you, I'll give you a Holy Spirit bit of my mind to let you know that mm,
like it was the most, it was so weird that somebody told
mm.
me, me, I've never been to Israel before. So I never, and you're right. People that go to Israel, they are looking for JP.
You get. People are trying to see where Jesus was born. People are trying to see where, like, ain't nobody ready or thinking of.
And I think that, like, honestly, if I could bring Momine to talk about, because from our drive, from that place to, like, we were just talking, like, we're upset about, we like, me, I was just like, me and mom, like, who told you? Maybe it was me that was driving that. We'll find somebody somewhere.
Damn, I want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever noticed that when you enter a store and an African is at the other side of the store, two things happen. Either the African becomes extra bubbly with you, or the African becomes very dismissive to you. Has it ever happened to which has ever happened to you, or which happens more?
I think most people are usually friendly.
So there's this person that came in now. Once people see you in an organization or in a place, maybe where they render services, once they see an African, they are drawn. You get, like, even if they're not buying stuff from that place, the first thing they're thinking of is, "Oh, my brother or my sister." You get that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this person that wanted to get something, and my normal self, and I tell myself that I will not bend the rules cause you're African as I am. You get,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm supposed to say good afternoon, how are you doing? How can I help you? I will do the same thing as if it was any other person.
Mm-hmm.
If you now ask me further questions, and I know that, okay, for an African, the African might never need this thing. I might need this other thing. I will go above and beyond to make sure that everybody, I don't have a bias that, oh, you're African or you're Nigerian or whatnot. But you know, when our Nigerian people and they come and like, "Hey, I know, like, what's happening?" We're like, "Kilon Shele," and we are gisting. You get, we will laugh and play and stuff like that. So this person comes in, not even close to any service we're rendering. "Oh, my sister, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine, thank you." Now, I knew right away that it was from the place of, there's an African in this place. Let me just come and talk. At that point, I was already, you know, when you're smelling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I'm just thinking," and he's using me to think upon saying he's just thinking. I'm like, "Okay, what are you thinking about?" And he goes and perambulates and perambulates and perambulates. And at the end, he's just like, "Oh, I just saw an African." And I said, "I should say, well done, sister." I said, "Thank you very much." So
You
yeah,
know,
so I
you
told my
know,
coworker, I said, "Do you know how many people came in here that wanted the same service that this man actually used style? That he didn't need, but he actually wasted my time." Because at the end of the day, if you actually wanted that service, I've gone above and beyond to give you a service for something that you never even planned wanting. So I believe that we should have the same objective, whether it's white, black, purple, green, whoever comes to your organization, treat them with the same respect, whether they are green, whether they are purple, whether they are gay, whether they are straight, whether they are indigo, whether they are violet. Treat them with the same level of respect. We are all human beings. It is the human race. That is all. But because your auntie's uncle's cousin was abused or assaulted by an Igbo person, every Igbo person you see, you believe it's
You know what?
common sense.
I'm actually doing I'm doing part of the things that I'm doing for my platform next year, and I already shot that this story. I've already shot it already. I did it because I'm doing like story times with Dami, and I'm just telling different stories, just short stories like that. And that was one of the things that I was talking about, because to me it was a learning experience. That what are the prejudices or what are the biases that we have against somebody else that allows that already, which we already pass judgment on them, before. And this is all of us, because I was thinking that this is somebody that I know it was ridiculous. Like this guy, the attitude he was giving us this is like at your place of work. Like the attitude he was giving us was, and that's what prompted me. I think the Holy Spirit just actually dropped that no, find out more, because he was treating us with resent. It was as if.
Do you think it's a Nigerian thing or it's just a Christian Muslim thing?
No, I'm just even saying this. Me, I'm even talking with the experience that I have. And
no, I mean with that experience, do you think he treated you because you were Christian? Because for me, another Nigerian that's a Muslim could enter that same store and he would do the assalamu alaikum and stuff like that.
No, but I think the reason why, because the first thing he said was, "Are you Nigerian?" So it was the fact that you're Nigerian first, that was an issue. Then when he now talked about being Christian, and making that. So I think that either way, judgment has been passed. And to me, it was a learning experience, because that was one of the things that myself and the person I was with, were talking about, is that because at some point we had to just forgive him and let it go, because it was the strangest thing. And it was like, okay, so what are the biases that, because we see somebody dressed a certain way, we already assume that she's sleeping around, or we assume that she's loose, or we see someone dressed a certain way and we already pass judgments because of what we think that we know, what we perceive, as opposed to what we actually know, so and that was it for me, is that because a lot of times too, the way we interact with one another is also based on those perceptions. So it's the reason why, a Yoruba person will say you can't marry an Igbo person, because all the Igbo people, when they kidney, their husband does not used to do this, their wife does not used to do this.
Yeah.
And then we're not dealing with people on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Now, it would have been a different case if this guy said, I went to, "Oh, you're Nigerian." I had a horrible experience with this one Nigerian. That, I mean, and by the way, everybody has their experiences, I just had a story and one of the things I actually told him, I was like, would it be fair if I said because you're Palestinian then you must be a bomber? Like, isn't that just me?
Ask him that.
Yeah.
Ask him that.
Yeah.
What was his response?
He was like, of course no, because I was like, yeah. Or should I say because you are of a different race, it means that you're racist? Those are the two instances I gave him. And he said, oh no, I like, because that's what you're doing. Like, this is you just throwing a blanket on all Nigerians and saying that, we hate you. And you just assume that it's not as we came in and said, we broke bottles on shop and said, give us phone.
Give us our phone.
Like we came in like regular paid customers. So yeah, so to me that was a lesson, is that what are the things that influence our biases that we transfer those aggression to other
generations.
For generations, and automatically that set of people become these people, because it's now them, they are the ones that do this. And as I said, it was sad because I find it strange where millennials do that, because but Minaya, she's over 60, she's a geographer, she's well, Kinishi broke it down, gave him Bible, gave him geography, gave him, like, by the time she was done with him, So I'm like, this is somebody that's, from an older person. I usually check it out. So, okay, that was what you can't teach old dogs new tricks. But a millennial, to have this kind of resentment in the world that we live in today, and that, honestly, I can't even say all the things that he said, but it was interesting to see. So the lesson for us, or that I would say from all of this, is that, what biases do we have about the next person? Do we think that because somebody is wearing a hijab, they don't have their freedom? Do we think that because somebody is loosely dressed, whatever loose is, that they're living a promiscuous life? Do we assume that because somebody has gold chain, he did 419 to do it? Do we, all those things, all those biases?
Yeah.
It's not to say that people like that don't exist, but let it be that you've had that experience with that person to be able to pass that judgment. And even at that, then where's the place of forgiveness? Where's the place of
They
mercy?
didn't even hurt you. Like,
Hmm?
that's the point. They didn't hurt you. You hurt somebody did something, and that's what you're holding on to. It's not like the person hurts you and it's personal, right? I feel like
Mhm.
individually I know that wisdom is profitable to direct, especially when they're giving that, oh, this person is 419 or like whatever, and they tell you work with a person with wisdom, but with a individual, like, okay, this is Dami. Oh, Dami never keeps to time. Okay, until Dami never keeps to time with me, I will not tell a third party and say Dami never keeps to time. You get my point? So
Mhm.
I think that when we unlearn a lot of things, let's just renew our mind about a lot of things that are happening to us in life. Renew your mind. Let there be a renewal in your mind so that you kind of unlearn some things that you now pass to your children, and your children will believe that, oh, all these people are this or all that people are that. You get that kind of thing. So
And this is for all of us to,
yeah, everybody,
as I said, this
parents
was just,
and the
this
likes.
was it was a reflective moment. I really hope that everything that he said, something touched his heart, and he wouldn't do that to another person. But it was also a reflective moment for me, yeah, because sometimes, and it's part of the things for me that, you know, I won't say struggle as a Christian, but you that line of, okay, you don't want your word is not being compromised, what you're saying is not being compromised, but making sure that you're showing love. So again, it's hard for me to reconcile when people are so Christiany, very churchy, very the law,
I'm very
and
rude.
they are rude, they are
And you
mean
justify
people.
their rude.
I
That's
mean,
what I've never seen that one before. You are rude, which is not even a part of the fruits of the spirit and should not
yeah,
even be exhibited in you as a Christian. And you now justify that you have every right to be
and
rude.
I mean, and sometimes I just see it's like, this is Pharisee behavior, like that.
Yeah, Pharisee people.
you know, where was it in the Bible, in the New Testament, that the solution for solving anything is by fighting and by aggression and by, like, because a lot of times is that, oh, we don't want certain things. Now, I'm not for censorship, because I think that, you know, we should be able to speak our truth. But why, when I now have a problem, is that when it now becomes like, all in the name of Christendom, we say we're insulting the next person, we're throwing words, like you're causing harm to somebody. I have a hard time. I like I have a hard time, and maybe I've not reached rabbi status of Bible. So maybe it's that I'm not, but I have a hard time. And that was, again, I've said this a couple of times, that was one of the struggles with the approach of Trump and a lot of the evangelicals in the US, because it's kind of like, is there not God? Jesus was so loving. He was forgiving. Yes, he corrected people. He was the same person that the table changers, I mean, the change the kidney in church, but everything he did out of love. It wasn't to hurt the next person. It wasn't to inflict harm on the next person. All
Yeah.
these Proud Boys and all these like groups, KKK, and it's just justified because it's like, oh, it's like when you say it's a Christian group, it just makes it okay, So I mean, back to what I was saying. At the end of the day, treat everybody with love and respect. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you are compromising, because I think that's always in the presence of speaking the truth. Just remember that Jesus himself did not hurt people, and the
But
God is love. Mhm.
Dami, I think that it should start with us. Hurt people, and that's the truth. When you know there are some things that you're struggling with, if you are close to a particular stop where, like, let's say you're dealing with, let's say, loose mouth, and you know this person is already provoking you to want to exhibit that trait, just tell the Holy Spirit, I need to get out of this situation.
Mhm.
I know they're still trying to fix this thing in me, but hold me, Jesus, and get yourself out. The Bible says, flee, not stay there and speak in tongues. Flee from every appearance of the devil. So please,
Mhm.
in situations where you know that God is still working on you in that kind of thing, please make sure that you get out of that situation, or try to excuse yourself from that kind of situation and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But before we go deep into all these conversations, because this is our last episode for the year, because next week Friday is gonna be Christmas. Woo, 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 woo. How many of you are excited for Christmas? I'm excited. I'm excited.
Do you know what?
I'm
I did not even know what the date was. Honestly, it was yesterday that I was doing kidney. I was just like, next week is Christmas. I
Yes.
like
But I don't think anyone in the band plays like this.
Oh, I get that.
I'm doing my impression of.
where's that noise from? So
It's
yeah,
for me. We had to do that. Woo, woo.
let's be going though.
So
It's
Dami, before we go, we told people that we're gonna give them tools and stuff. We're gonna be for those that want to start up, like for 2021, you want to start up a vlog, you want to start up your YouTube channel, you want to start up your podcast, you want to start up a mini studio in your house, and that was supposed to give us marketing tools that we're supposed to use. She's not going to give you everything, but she's going to tell you the ones that benefit you that you should go look up, and I'm probably going to give you just tips and tricks on how to like have a minimalist studio in your house. If you have a small corner or, or place that you want to use for your studio, and some people is still going to put their hand in your mouth.
Mhm.
So yeah, Dami's gonna give us just a couple of softwares or a couple of marketing tips that you can use for social media, for Google Market, and other stuff. Then when she's done, I'll just give you examples of equipment you can get. Then we close for the year 2020.
Okay, so a couple of tools that you should use for social media. As I always say, social media is an algorithm. So it's knowing when to post, what post to put, and getting engagement on it. So and they say the average number of posts you should have on your social media go out to just force that algorithm is about 10 posts a week. So that's about 1.5. Yeah, if you do the math, 1 point something. So yeah, so that means you should at least post every day and some days twice. Um, and the reason why is that, again, to be able to be featured on the explore pages, to be able to, be in more people's faces, the more you post, the better. So one of the things that I would recommend is that you have to have a social media, what's it called now? A social media planner tool. And the tool I would recommend is Hootsuite and Buffer. I happen to use both for different clients, and they're both great
You want
platforms.
to type it in the comment section so that I can put it out? Oh, sorry. I'm
Just
deleting
Hootsuite, you can go, please Google it. Hootsuite, and Hootsuite is more expensive, but it has more analytics and all that kind of stuff. If you're into that stuff, it's useful. It's about 200 and something, 200.
Buffer is Buffer.
Yeah, Buffer is, yeah, that's a lot cheaper. It's about 100 and something, and yeah, it does the job. Um, but they both have like free options. You know how usually they have like three different free, tiers. They have a free, they have a premium, and they have a business. Um, for free for Hootsuite, you're allowed to schedule 30 posts at a go. So for me, for my personal page, I use Hootsuite. I actually use both of them for my personal pages, right? Because I'm cheap. I don't want to. So 30 I have 30 posts that I can schedule,
A
right,
month?
at a go.
Okay.
So so for example, now I've been doing some scheduling. I've scheduled most of my posts for January, right? And like most of the things that are going to be stable, like because I'm going to be creating more of my content, right? I can schedule that and that will go out on its own. Hey, you are distracting me.
Sorry, she's talking. That's why I'm trying to. I'm
Anyways,
muting myself.
yeah, so
But we should be happy today. She's like extra energy. Say hello, everyone.
anyways, so I'll say that's the first thing, is that get Hootsuite. Second of all, have Canva. I like anybody that doesn't know Canva with all the pandemic that happened, then you're under a rock. Canva is a very, very useful tool for graphic designs and whatnot. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's nicer if it's perfect. I became a Canva pro, the queen of Canva, when I used to be made fun of, like, oh, I couldn't do graphic, da, 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 da. So over time I perfected Canva, and it's very easy to use. They have templates, there are different things that you can work with, themes, all that kind of stuff. So I'll say those two things I needed. But the more you post on social media, the better for the algorithm. And think of engaging content. So when I'm thinking about content, I'm thinking about content that will make people comment. So I always have open-ended questions. So I'll give you an example now. One of the things that you're going to see come a lot is on my platform is one has to go. That's something I want to do. I did it the last time and it got a lot of engagement, and I'm like, okay, this works. Let's do that. So I'm going to do that once a week. I have different things that are going to be going out every day of the week, but that way is to force engagement. So always have open-ended content. And it's okay, because for Canada it takes a while, getting people to be engaged, and it takes a while. They won't respond. It's okay for people not to respond. As far as you're consistent over time, it would happen. Another way of encouraging engagement is, in which personally I don't do a great job at, but when I remember, I consciously try to do that, is respond to people's comments and messages. So that also forces engagement. So make sure someone puts hearts, you put hearts. Someone puts this, you put that. Those are the things that force engagement. 1, 2, it also gives your followers the idea that you actually care about what you're saying, and it's not just a numbers thing. It's not just people are commenting on that. So for me, for my platform, I feel like most people, which I know that is impossible, I feel like I know most people. Because of, in doing that, of just even replying their comments or whatnot, it feels like, well, guys, like, they know me, I know them, but it's not the case, So I would say that's the thing, is that to look for ways that you can. I keep preaching this. Look for ways that you can monetize your platform. I keep saying this because we are on social media all the time, anyways. might as well, even if it's not your primary source of income, it's not like it doesn't hurt to, you know, for it, as in my language, which is Yoruba, it said on a waja, So if you're on it, I mean, I'm of the opinion that whatever you spend so much time, whatever you use a lot or you spend so much time on, invest in it. Like invest in the sense that invest in it. If I have money like this, I'm buying Apple shares. If I have money, like, do you understand what I mean? Like, is because those are the things that I've used so much, I might as well be a part owner. Do you understand? So yeah. So those are the two things I would recommend to, like, the social media 101. Get Canva for good graphics, and make sure you have a social media scheduling tool. So I'm not actually on Instagram as much as people think I am. I just schedule the post, you know, and it will go out as much as it will go out, whatever day I set it to. I don't have to, actually post it. So I just schedule it. And yes, I see this. One of the things that I recently found out is that Facebook too has a good scheduling tool, and you can schedule IG stories, so longer videos, because on Hootsuite and those social media scheduling platforms, you can schedule IGTV. So I find that on Facebook you can actually schedule for Instagram from Facebook. So your IGTV, so I talked about the videos that I've been making, part of the content I've been making, story time with Dami, and I've recorded a few stories, and I have already scheduled them for next year. So, automatically on the days that they will just publish. So that way, look at me with my Jabu sense. I did not buy a scheduling tool because I can't afford it right now. But I have 30 free spots on Hootsuite at a go. I have 10 on Buffer at a go, and I have the Facebook tool. So you can imagine the amount of things I can schedule. Let's even assume I schedule 100 posts, right? If I'm able to sit down, it's about creating content. If I'm able to sit down and create content for 100 posts, I can just sit down and automatically on those days we'll just be going out on different days, and I'm not with my phone. And it makes it easier when you come together and just create content, a bunch of contents, than creating content is actually time saving. So that's another thing. But engagement is the big deal. Make sure you engage your followers. It's okay if people don't respond, but make sure you always leave open-ended questions, open-ended content, open-ended. If you notice, the videos that I would even cut from Friday Night Gist is things that will be conversation starters. So I think the last video that I put up was, "Are you going to take the vaccine?" Right? And then people will comment. People that way you've pulled an emotion or an opinion. You know, Same thing. Look at my story. I talked about the last story I had. I talked about the fact that, which was
Maybe correcting you on your own name, the name
on
your
my
father
own name.
gave you.
Yeah. Even if, like, to me, I just wanted to come and rant, but I also saw that as an opportunity to engage. And funny, but very true, stories are more engaging than.
Yeah, yeah. Go
So
check okay, well, I think they're hiding insights now, but if you look at it right
uh,
now,
of some
um,
places, just for
for
UK.
Europe,
Yeah. for you.
but basically, to be very sincere with you, stories go a long way. I remember before I gave birth, I used to have a lot of engagement on my story, and it was really good because it really helped me grow. So yeah, I think that with all the tools, I think nobody has an excuse for 2021 not to
Yeah,
grow.
stories help. Like,
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
things that I've started doing now, which I wasn't doing before, is that even the stuff you post on your regular post, share it on your stories. Because there are some people that, and I'm actually, it took me a long time to realize this, but I'm actually one of those people that I hardly go through my timeline, but I go through stories more. So it made sense why it was working, because there are some people that probably will not get to see your timeline. The algorithm probably did not show them because again, it's a numbers game, right?
yeah.
You can get to their page, but if they see your stories, then
They
they're
will
able
tap
to
in.
click and they're able to tap on it and all that kind of stuff. You use tags. I mean, that those things that will force engagement. So I use that opportunity because I saw, okay, why don't I make a poll of this, of okay, because even if it's 3 people, some people will tap, people will vote, people have an opinion, right? Then those things force engagement. So again, because the more you engage, the more it's the same thing too with YouTube algorithm. The more you engage, the more people comment. That's why people they like, share, subscribe, comment, because
Yeah.
the more you engage, the more it gets recommended to somebody. The more it gets in, yeah. So that's it for
Okay.
me.
So people, for gadgets, I know that a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you're saying it because you probably have a lot." So I would not say that, and I always tell people that you can use the cleanest of phone cameras to start up your vlog. Now, let me tell you the truth: 90% of my vlogs were shot using this phone that I'm using. This phone, this Samsung phone, is what I use to create
What
90.
Samsung phone is that?
It's the Note 10 Plus. It
Mhm.
is 90% is what this particular phone, 90% of my videos on YouTube with this tripod were created with that. So like I said, don't look for one extraordinary camera. Yes, it's important. Cameras are nice, they have better stuff, but to cut your code according to your material is very important to start with a phone that has clean camera quality. Make sure that where you are now, let me give you an example. You're creating a video, you're backing the light. It doesn't work that way, my people. It doesn't work that way. So never back the light. Make sure that if it's during the day and you don't have like the kind of soft box that I use, one thing you can use, natural light is big. Now, the only peeve about natural light is that because of how the sun is going and coming, it could shine at some point, it could come down at some point, it will shine at some point. But to be very sincere with you, it will give you the work, it will get the work done. So make sure that that's one thing you do. You make sure that you have your face, so be facing the window like this as you see me. So as I turn, you can see that I'm
Mhm.
facing something, face the window, never back the window. And because that light, you can't reduce or increase it. That's number one. Number two, as simple as, so this is the kind of mic Dami is using. So it's a newer mic. It's less than $100 on Amazon. It's very good. The only issue to it is, which I'm going to tell Dami for 2021 to get this. It's
I got that. I was using that. You are the one that said I should
which
remove
one?
it.
Which one?
I was using that. I have a
The
couple.
Rode pop filter.
Sorry?
So this is a Rode pop filter.
I was using one. You're the one that told me to remove it.
No, not that type. Oh my god. So this covers the entire thing. It reduces that sound that you're hearing because this type of, and let me tell you the different types. So this kind of microphone, what happens is anything that happens all around you, this will pick it, right? It will pick everything. If this thing shakes, it will pick it. If this thing does anything, it will pick. If someone is talking outside, right? So most of the time, what people do is that they either just have it directed to their mouth and in a very quiet environment. So for people that want something cheap, but I would say that instead of buying this, right? Instead of buying this for your startup, I would advise you to get something like this. This is $100 and something dollars. I think that I will probably put this in the description or send me a DM. Maybe I'll send it in the description for you,
You know
Dami.
what you should do? You should, and I've told you this before, create an Amazon affiliate kidney.
Yeah.
So that way you can link it to it can be part of things in your bio, the description to all the gadgets I use. So every time you see on YouTube when they say, "Oh, the gadgets that I'm using, the microphone I use," they say the link in my bio.
Mhm.
Every time someone clicks on that link, they actually get a commission. But it's not even just about that. It's just the convenience of putting everything. It's kind of like a.
No, the reason why I'm saying this is because that was what we promised. You remember, we promised that we're going to
Mhm.
say all these things. So for all the things I used for my last I think one of the vlogs I did, I put all the whatever. For those that actually went, they actually bought stuff from it. So for the baby registry. But this, I'm just sharing with you that instead of getting something like this, which it's a good startup, I only told you the other side to it, is that it's going to carry the entire noise of the entire room. And when Dami is talking, and if it's shaking, I know you keep hearing that sound. That's the sound it's making. Something you can also get instead of that would be something like this. This is a Yeti Blue condensed mic. So this condensed mic is something similar to this. So it's whatever direction you put it, it's gonna whatever what do you call it? Whatever direction you're gonna put it is where your voice is gonna go into. So the only difference is this is a USB mic, and I personally I didn't regret it, but I didn't really enjoy it, right? Because it didn't give me the quality. I think that when I enjoyed it was when I was using my one of my old what do you call it? One of my old laptops. And that laptop has USB, but the new Apple laptop they are doing now, all the MacBooks don't have USB again. They're now USB-C. So if you need your USB, if you're using an old gadget, what I would tell you to get is get a USB-C to USB converter. So like that was there are so many things. So like I said, those are microphones you can use. The mixer that I use right now is the Rode Podcaster Pro, and you can use it for your podcast. And this is the Rode Podcaster mic, so you can use both of them sync together. Very good quality, very good stuff. For those that sing, you can connect your Shure SM7B to it. Oh Lord, that's the microphone for me, in Jesus' name. But let's move on. Music magnets. Hello, hello to everybody on Instagram. But to be very sincere with you, Shure SM7B is Bay. It is the Bay of all microphones. So minus plus the other ones that are really good. But to be very sincere with you, I will tell you to get something as simple as this, but will give you the quality you need. Another, and the platform we are using for this that you can see like a background. So the background and all the aesthetics you can see, Dami made them through Canva. And because it's a paid version, so she was able to do a lot of things. But for something like this, we're using StreamYard. So StreamYard, you pay about $33, 35 Canadian dollars. I think it's about $25 USD. And you're able to actually have up to 10 people on the platform. So if you remember when we had the panel talk, we had almost 8 people on the platform and we're able to work. So that's one thing. So for organizations that as the COVID will go down in Jesus' name, but we are seeing a lot of organization wanting to use all this StreamYard, Restream, and all that. These are the tools to use, and make sure the light is very important. So I think I sent Dami the lights that we use, but you can get it on Amazon. It's a very good. It's Godox. Godox. It's a very good light. You just need one big softbox, and the reason is because you need one that is bigger than your head so that it can cover the entire surface area. So there are many more things if you need help in setting up or doing stuff. And the camera I'm using right now is the Canon EOS 5D Mark IV. But if you cannot afford that camera, make sure that you use a very clean phone. Your audio must be good. Please don't do your live sessions where people are making noise, or like have the courtesy that when someone invites you for a show or you're invited to talk somewhere, have the courtesy of being somewhere quiet, or because the person would have given you heads up. So have the courtesy of being somewhere quiet and walking through all that. But yeah, we said before we end the show this year, we're going to give you tips and tricks on how we work and what are the things we're using so that you're able to also set up something mini like that. And if you need other things or you need something even smaller but we give you quality, or if you want to record a podcast and you have like that kind of mic, what I would advise to do is you can cover yourself with a blanket and record it. That also gives you that very covered, or stay inside your closet with clothes all around it. It's the clothes we kind of take in instead of the echo and stuff like that. So there are so many tips and tricks that we're going to give you. But if you need it, I probably will drop a video on that, or
and you should actually create a link, put all the things that you use.
So I'll put that in the description box so that you go back to this video and watch. But yeah.
All right, guys, I'm starving.
End of 2020 Friday night, G.
It's 10:30. We'll see you sometimes towards the end of January, right?
Yes, we'll see you at the end of January for our first show. We're gonna take the first 3 weeks off and enjoy and re-strategize and come back together. But thank you to our Instagram people, Instagram family. Y'all are the MVP. To our YouTube family, y'all are the MVP. We celebrate you. Okay, people. Dami and I salute. God bless you. And I pray that the year 2021, God will bless you more. God will bless you more. And shout out to Ye TV for helping us out from time to time. Please check your app store. You can download Ye TV and get amazing inspirational gospel messages, music, and loads more. Follow them at Ye TV. And you can follow him at Ye Official. He's a multimedia and live stream consultant.
Yeah. He's one of the best in town. You should check him out.
The best in the town.
Anyways, I'm tired.
Right,
I'm yawning. I've yawned like
you.
10 times.
Bye.
Bye.